In this video, I'm going to show you the process of writing your unit test first before you write your code. I'm going to use the example function that I wrote in the last video. If you didn't follow my last video, you can look at the function on the right side under the view controller. Is the summation function I commented out. I'm going to start with the unit test on the left, and by the time my test pass, I will have a complete function on the right. Now let's get started. I'm going to write my test function called test my summation. The very first thing I need to do is to create an instance of my class view controller. I'm going to call it view controller and initialize it. Now I'm going to pretend I have the function that I want already, and I'm going to call that from my view controller. The function name I want this time, I'm going to call it my new summation, and this function will take an int. So I'm going to pretend I have the function already and pass in an int of 100. Now I'm going to write an xct assert test to test my result, and if you don't know what that means, please watch my first video. Before we can finish our xct assert, the compiler is telling us there's an error, and of course there is, because we don't have a my new summation function. This is the essence of test-driven development approach. You want the compiler to tell you what to do next. It's telling us the view controller doesn't have a my new summation, so I'm gonna write that in on the view controller. My function also returns a number, so I'm just going to return the number that's gonna pass our test for now. Having the same problem like last time, the compiler is not finding the function, so I have to go to product and build for test first in order for the compiler to find the function that I just wrote. Now the error go away. I'm gonna press this diamond shaped button over here in front of the function, or you can press Ctrl U and do the test. And we just finished the first two steps of our test-driven development process. Now let's review. The first thing we did is pretend that the object we're testing is already completed. So we just call the object and test it. And the compiler will show us an error that the object is missing. And the second step is write the object and write as little code as possible to make the test pass, just like what we did. We just return the number 5050. The next thing we do is passing another number to see if the function will pass, and of course it's gonna fail. Once we see the test fail, we can go ahead and refactor the code and make the test pass, and that will complete our test. I also need to change the result from a constant to a variable so I can reuse it on my second test. Now the test is going to fail, and I'm going to refactor the code. Now I need to refactor my code. After I refactor my code and do the test again, when it passes, the process is complete. I have finished writing the function using the test-driven development method. Now I can move on to my next functions or other structures in my code. On my next video, I'm gonna use this approach to write a data structure. I hope you learned something from my videos, and thank you for watching.